Welcome to the show, everyone. Happy 7th day of the new year. Crazy days that we're having right now. I am so excited about having all my guests on right now for the new year, because I'm having all my regulars and some of the people that I've had on for a long time. I have with me, if it's the first Thursday of the month, we know that it's the Havie and Howie show, and I have with me Havie Bravo, and he's one of the principals of Bravo Insurance Agency. Welcome back to the show after this new year here, and you brought some guests with you, so tell us a little bit about you and who you brought and why you brought them.
Well, hi, Carol, and to everybody out there, Happy New Year to everybody. After yesterday, let's have a nice future of 2021, nice and peaceful, and let's all get along, okay? Yes, I have some special guests today. 2 new people who are joining our team. They're young, vivacious, great people, young people to know, and they started a life together as well in regards to being engaged as well. We have Monique and Colton Backs with us.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
I have to say it, my partner, Howie, he's not here today. He's at special agent, so he's out on special assignment. And we'll join us.
So he's got a shoe with him?
Maybe, get smart, you never know.
Get smart.
Well, let's hear about Monet. Monet, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, well, thank you, Carol. Thank you, Javi, for having us. So I'm really excited to be joining your team, helping people get more financially literate and so on. I have a background. I grew up playing golf, but my background's in business. I ended up getting a minor in econ and finance. I have an extensive background in social media marketing, and we actually are now getting into real estate together. Colton's been in real estate for a while, so now I'm jumping on board with him as well, so that's super exciting. But, I'm just really excited to now get into the finance world with you, since that's kind of my passion and background, so I'm really excited to see what comes of that. And Colton, you can go ahead and share your background now as well.
Yeah, so I went to Arizona State University. I actually have 3 bachelor's degrees from there, in business, law, and politics. As Monet mentioned, I've been in real estate for probably about 4 or 5 years now, and have really loved doing that. I've started a couple of businesses, so I have a lot of financial management experience in that regards, and I'm really looking forward to jumping into insurance. We kind of really looked into insurance when we got engaged, and it kind of opened the door to actually working with Javi and kind of joining his team as we worked with him on getting the insurance we needed to start our lives together as an engaged couple.
I was going to say you're doing more than just jumping on board with him,
yes.
Because you guys are engaged,
yeah.
which is really neat. And one of the things that Javi said before the show is that he was really excited about bringing you on as a young couple, because, when we think about life insurance and all these things, we think about us old folks doing that, right?
Old folks, we're not that old.
Well, listen, it's true that when you're turning 60 some odd and you're gray like me, then you think of yourself as old, right? But the fact is that one of those things that we think about is that, but when you should be thinking about it when you're starting off a new life together.
You're absolutely right. And at Bravo Insurance Agency, we're multi-generational. So we have senior agents like Howard, Richard, and Sarah help us with the senior generation folks. Kim, myself, Tracy, and Stephanie help us with the middle sandwich generation. And then we have the young folks here who are helping people learn about financial planning to cover themselves and prepare themselves for life events like getting married, buying a home. All very well put together. These young people here are very talented, also put together themselves already. The building blocks.
It's so nice to see. Also, what's really nice too is that you have brought them along, because people, especially right now, I think that a lot more people are thinking, especially with COVID and everything that's going on with that brings us into thinking, well, I really ought to take care of myself or my family, even younger or older.
True, and I totally agree. And these 2 young people here also believe in living benefits, which is kind of our thing. Living benefits not only take care of our loved ones when we die, but take care of yourself in case you don't die of critical illness event or chronic illness event.
I love your product that you have, because I myself, when I heard you talking about it, said, you know what, I really need to look into this for myself. And I think that when anybody sits down and listens to you after a while, you have to admit that it only makes sense. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I want to give a little bit of a shout out to Javi. Before Colton and I were engaged and even dating, we started the process of looking into that, which I then, I now have the living benefits. But then, as through the process of dating and getting engaged with Colton, we were able to merge those together and actually build a plan that worked for us together. And so I'm really excited to be able to offer that to other young people as well. And it was a very nice transition. It was very easy, and it made us feel very comfortable, especially financially protected at such a young age.
And it was pretty much non-invasive also, right?
Right.
Some personal questions, but not too many, but we personalized the plan for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it struck a good balance. I mean, you got all the information you needed, but I think it was probably about a 20-minute process. Very, very standard run-of-the-mill questions that I would have expected, just basic health questions, things like that, and understanding what we were looking for. And within about 15-20 minutes, we had the policy that we needed that protects both of us.
Right. And Colt and I can both agree we feel much more protected now, if in case anything is to happen. And you never know; it could be unexpected, even at a young age. Even if it's an unfortunate accident, you want to be covered. Especially for the person you love, make sure that they're covered as well. That's really important.
Things happen to
Yeah,
everybody.
it's just, to me, it's just risk management, and for the less than $700 a month that it costs me to protect my wife.
A year.
I'm sorry. I apologize. The less than $700 a year it costs me to protect my wife, or my fiance, soon to be wife, hopefully. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. It's risk mitigation, and it's that's what you do when you're starting a family.
See, Colton, you have the right idea. It's risk mitigation.
Yep.
You passing the risk along to the insurance company. You're
Exactly.
not taking it on yourself.
Yeah.
I want to say something too, because you brought up, being you're a young couple, right, and how much, very little that it is. One of the things that people do think about that may have not done it, that are older like me, might think, oh, it's too late, it's going to cost me so much money. Well, that is not the case, because I'm an older folk, and it's certainly not too bad in terms of how much it is, when you talk about what I get in return for that.
That's right. But your health, your age are determined factors.
Yeah, of course.
But the sooner you get on board, the better.
Of course. Well, I think that's the big pitch to younger people like us, is that this is the time. It's actually the correct time to be looking into insurance. This is when it's the cheapest. It's because we're young, healthy people that we can get amazing rates for 30 years of coverage.
We were able to lock that in, which is awesome.
30 years, yeah. You can never get younger, but you can lock in your health now. Yes.
Exactly.
So in 30 years from now, we'll be doing really well because we started now.
Absolutely.
Now, the phone number to call them, if you want to talk to them direct, it's area code
480-818-3665. You can call anytime. Operators are standing by.
They're always standing by. Let me tell you something about Javi, and I know a little bit about Monet as well. But Javi is one of the nicest people that I've ever met, because what he does is get to know you. You don't just become somebody that he works with as a client. You become a friend as well.
Absolutely.
And really working with them, you have so much that you offer. How many different carriers that you work with?
We have over 73 carriers, and amongst themselves, probably about 5 products per carrier, so 350 products. But we tailor the product that's best for your needs.
Right, and also the other thing, when you work with somebody, do you work with them just here, or are you nationwide?
We're nationwide, statewide, locally. We work with you one-on-one, face-to-face, over the phone, by Zoom. We still make house calls to businesses or homes.
And there's a lot of people out there that are still accepting that, but you still always make sure that you're wearing your mask and make sure that everybody's, you got to check them out. They go up and call them, and they'll do a free consultation with you. That's what they do. Their phone number is 480-818-3665. Operators standing by at all times. We're going to go to a break in for just a second, but you did bring a couple things, and I want you to bring at least one of them out before we go to break. We're live on Facebook, everybody. Hi out there. And I got to bring out the peace pipe, because what you said before, you want everybody to live in peace and be also peace of mind. Bring out that peace pipe, can you? You got it. That's okay with you. You got to see this, everybody.
Absolutely. I got a nice big peace pipe here. We should all have peaceful 2021.
Peaceful 2021, but also peaceful mind.
Peaceful mind, peace of mind. Exactly.
Exactly. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further and, get to know them a little bit. Anybody out there, if you haven't done this, had that conversation with Javi, you're going to find out how easy it is and what peace of mind. If you're young like them, you're going to also want to do it, because you'll have peace of mind for a very long time. we're going to continue talking here because we
absolutely.
are still live on Facebook, so we
Okay.
can keep on going.
Okay.
And I hope you're okay with that. I had to pull you on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have some other things. Like our age is we're the sandwich generation.
There you go.
Now, for Howard, the senior, we have Insure.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
Insure with Bravo Insurance. Insure
Now
team.
what? No, so I messed you up.
That's right.
That's
It's
okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And what was your peace pipe for?
That's for after yesterday,
Then
2021.
you got that out. Then go
Yeah,
ahead.
But
What's
then
the
for the
other
younger
one?
generation, who are just starting out and having
Wow.
babies.
Aw.
Little
We
rubber
help them
duck.
get their-
Okay.
we help them get their ducks in a row.
I
Okay.
like that.
I like that.
You're the best.
So these are the three generations that we work with. When we save money.
Give me that money. So we have you're going to start with the oldest, the moldy?
Yeah.
Moldy.
The moldy. Yeah.
Sandwich. And the baby
I actually
generation.
stopped by McDonald's to pick that up. It's never been used.
Oh, it should go this way so they can see it, right? Oh, well.
Did they just give you the filet fish box by
Yeah,
itself?
I asked them for that one.
Nice.
It's healthier than the other one.
There you go.
And then,
I was gonna do the Big Mac.
what is it else that you, oh, the money.
You want the money?
Yeah, the money. Give
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Okay, all right.
A little money bag. That's so cute.
That's a lot of ones. Oh my god, it keeps coming.
I got coins in it too.
You have coins, those are worth a lot right now. Whole coin shortage.
Can they see that?
You know, I actually wrote off my money. That's props.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it will.
Put it on the peace pipe. That
Yeah.
money gives you peace.
Ooh, there you go.
That's true.
Put this on there so it doesn't roll that way. Props on a radio show. Is that amazing?
Why not?
I'm busy.
Playing with money.
Let's do it this way.
We can talk about money laundering.
That's true.
We don't do that.
Okay, here we go. That took a while. Welcome back, everyone. We've been talking a little bit at the break to Facebook out there. We are talking with Havie Bravo, and he's one of the principals of Bravo Insurance Agency. He also has with them Monique Flores and Colton Backs. They're the younger part of their organization. And at the break, we were kind of talking about I was asking you some of the different people that you work with and the kind of things. And tell them what you brought in, because you have to tell them what
Well,
you
I
have
have
here.
some props here representing our team organization. You know, we have Howard leading the senior side of our team with Richard and Sarah. And here I have a little prop of an Insure bottle of
Boost.
Insure with the Bravo Insurance Insure team, meaning the Insure team meaning the older generation.
Right.
And then we have the sandwich here, represented by the filet of fish box from McDonald's. That's the sandwich generation. Myself, Carol, you're in there, and people under 40 to 65 or so. And then we have the young folks here, represented by the rubber ducky. Can I have that, please?
Yes, you sure can.
The rubber ducky is for young folks starting out, maybe having children, starting buying a home, and we help them put their ducks in a row for a long, profitable, and peaceful life.
And also, you have money here sitting here because
Well,
with
mo-
money,
With money brings peace. And our products provide money when it's needed the most. You know, living benefits or at death. People prefer money versus a casserole to solve problems.
right? And I love that what you say, because really, honestly, when you sit down and talk to some of his props, and it makes you kind of laugh. One of the things that he does say is, what do you want at the end of the day? Do you want money or do you want a casserole?
That's
and really, honestly, that's what you want, is you want the money. It's cash is king, right?
Cash
and
is king.
Let's
That's
talk
right.
about how that works, if you don't mind, because a lot of people don't realize that they have a lot of questions about when you talk about, some people don't even know about living benefits.
benefits, yeah.
They don't know about it. But how does it work?
Well, living benefits is a provision within the life insurance policy of the newer insurance products out there. And there's only 7 carriers who offer that, and we have all 7 carriers available through Bravo Insurance. For example, take $1 million policy, and you have a severe heart attack, meaning you have to have a bypass and all that kind of stuff, right? And they'll accelerate, let's say, 60 to 70% of the $1 million and give you a lump sum tax-free money. That way, it replaces your income while you're recuperating, could pay down the mortgage or pay off your house, provide the food that you need, the utilities, all that, while you're alive, recuperating.
And
Now
you
let's-
never know when that can happen.
You can never know when it can happen. Now, let's say you have an accident, a critical injury, a car accident, go into a coma, get burned by chemicals or fire. Again, they'll provide a benefit on a monthly basis and divide $1 million into 50 months. So that way it provides care money for you. Now, money again comes to you directly, tax-free.
How fast can you get it? Because that's what people want to know. Okay, how long do I have to have the policy and all of that before that kicks
The
in?
benefits are in force and available right away, day one after you're approved and issued, and you pay for the premium, of course. The fastest claim I've seen was about 7 business days.
Really?
Yes. And
Wow.
they do a wire right to your bank.
Something obviously happened.
This young lady, she developed cervical cancer and stage 3, and they sent her $26,000. That was her policy benefit. 7 days later, by wire.
It really is worth it to have a conversation with them about this. If you've never heard of it before, it makes sense. Anybody out there, if you're single like me, if you are, especially I think right now too, because you got to make sure that you are taken care of. It's really all about that, don't
Carol,
you
you're
think?
absolutely right, especially single parents, or because they might have a benefit at work for health insurance, but that still leaves gaps.
Right.
Your mortgage, your food, your car payment, all that does not get paid by medical insurance.
There's a lot of people out there that are solopreneurs like me, right, too, that don't have that benefit at
Right.
all.
But maybe you've been very successful like yourself and have a little money on the side for a retirement plan, but do you really tap into that? Because that's taxable.
Right.
This money's not taxable. So you might as well have this policy protecting your savings from being taxed.
So the best thing to do is sit down, have a conversation with you, which you can do via Zoom, Skype, however you do that.
Face to face, by Zoom, by phone, by email, whatever you prefer. We do house calls, we do business calls. Havie, myself, and Howard are also available anytime. And of course now, these young people here are going to be available to them as well.
And so, here's the thing about, that's a wonderful thing to have in an office, different types of people for different folks. Because
Absolutely.
different folks like different strokes and all that kind of
That's
stuff.
right, that's right.
It's so very true. And when you're dealing with young people, listen up. Anybody who's young and you're very young, like what, in your 20s?
I'm 22.
22 years old, and you obviously 24 years old, and they're taking care of themselves. They're thinking about the future, not just. And would you say that when you talk to some of your friends, are more of your friends kind of thinking that way, as opposed like used to be that they wouldn't even think about that kind of thing? When I was a kid and I was 22, forget it. I wasn't thinking about that.
Well, I think nowadays, there's a lot more responsibility put on us at a younger age. If you want to move out, it's more expensive to take care of yourself. You get a job that's paying well early on as well. And so you want to protect your finances. You want to protect yourself. And the one thing I'm really excited to share with young people is how affordable it is to protect yourself. And that it also helps you long term. So you're really investing in yourself at the same time. So yes and no. And I'm really excited to share how simple and affordable that this is for young people to feel more secure.
Absolutely, I agree, and I think it's
Carol,
important.
May I interrupt? I
Sure.
think the parents are going to be even more excited, because if these kids become more self-responsible for themselves and prepare themselves, then the parents have less likely to be having to take in these kids back and financially protect them.
Right, that's another point that you can bring up too.
Right?
Listen, here's the thing, there's all different ways, but one of the things that I think is the most important is when we have when you listen to having their young kids out there, turning around and really making something of themselves, right? You're starting off your new life, and you're starting off at it way before anyone would ever normally think about something like this. But here you have something in place very reasonably priced, right? And it's something that you know that's going to put you through long-term for however long you stay. I mean, you said 30 years or something.
Yep, locked in for 30 years. And so, for the next 3 years, and obviously when we get to the 30 years or as we get near it, we'll we'll reassess where we're at in life and the financial situation. But at least for the next 30 years, I know that if something bad happens to me, there's $1 million that really not only protects my fiance, but does protect me to a degree. If I can't work, and that's why I think the living benefits are so helpful, because yes, obviously life insurance, if you die, it pays out. Well, that's great. But what if you don't die, but you're a quadriplegic now? That's almost the worst of all worlds, because, I mean, thank God you're alive, but now you have no money to pay your medical bills, take care of your family. You're in a bad spot. And I think those living benefits actually add to me. It's almost a supplement to out-of-work insurance for me, to health insurance. At least that's how I look at it, and I think that's how a lot of people should look at it. It kind of covers a lot with those living benefits.
You're absolutely right. And not only that, but you're taking care of yourself, but you're taking care of your loved one. Your fiancée becomes your wife, and is she going to stop her job to take care of you at home? No,
exactly.
The money's there to have a nurse hired for it, to take care of you for you.
Yeah, or even, and even if you don't have a fiancé or a wife or anything like that, even your parents, if your parents have to quit their job to take care of you because something really bad has happened, or your sister, your brother, it really protects your whole family. Obviously, if you're engaged or married, it's even more so. But no matter what, if you have any family in this world, you are protecting them just as much as yourself.
Real quickly, I want to ask you something, Javi, because a lot of people know there's some new tax laws.
There are.
And I want to just ask if that affects it in any way.
It does not affect that in any way at all. The new tax laws that came about are more for cash value products, the pricing, the illustrations, but that's something we'll talk about other time.
Okay.
And including IRAs, SEPs, those are changed a little bit too.
Right. So there are some things, but what? Guess what? You get to have a conversation with them for free. They just sit down and want to talk to you, get to know you, whether you're young, middle-aged, or older.
In the senior market.
They can help you in any way. You can call them direct. Their number is 480-818-3665. Like we always say, operators are standing by. And really, at the end of the day, what do you really want? You want cash? Or you want a casserole? I don't know about you, but I'm loving the cash idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And thanks for being here with us today. And congratulations with you guys.
Thank you.
Such a young couple, but look at how together that they are. What would be your final words for today?
I just hope that, young people can kind of, listen to us, and hopefully we can lead by example, but I'm just really excited to help the young generation that we're going to be working with. Again, this is simple, it's affordable, and it really does protect you.
And you know what? It really makes sense.
Absolutely.
And go ahead. What's your final words?
I just say thank you for everybody. Let's look forward to a great 2021, healthy and healthy.
And taking care of ourselves. That's what's really the most important thing. Whether it's you, maybe you know somebody. That's what I love about my show. This information is great information for you people out there. And basically, you might know somebody that may not know anything about this. You might know somebody young out there. You might say, you know what, I heard this on the show. And these two young kids, really young, 22 and 24, they were just starting out in life, and they are ready, got themselves some living benefits, life insurance with living benefits. And they are so happy they did. Again, you can call them direct. Their phone number is 480-818-3665.
Better call Bravo.